Hey, it's Radically Me at Windmilly, Blue Mountains. Wanted to share with you some basic laws that could just save you, stop a cop in his place basically, and just let them know you know a little bit of your rights that can protect you. Because police these days can just, well, they can't do anything, but they do just come and harass you for no reason. You could be sitting in a park and the police could come up to you and just start asking you questions, or walking along the street with your kids and the police will start questioning you why you're out, what are you doing? So the first thing you would say if a police officer did come up to you, you could say, are you infringing on my rights to travel freely amongst the state? As per section 92 of the Commonwealth Constitution, you are free to move amongst the state. Also, you're not required to speak to a police officer unless you're under arrest. So you'd ask the police officer, am I under arrest, sir? Well, no. Well, they don't have to even speak to you then. And that is the Supreme Court case, DPP versus Hamilton. So they say, if I'm not under arrest, officer, as per Supreme Court case, DPP versus Hamilton, I don't have to speak to you. I'm not required to talk to you unless I'm under arrest. What offence have I committed? Then, if they say, well, if you're not going to give me your name and number, which I'm sure they're going to ask for, we'll take you back to the police station to find out who you are. The next law that protects you from them taking you away is, I'd say, are you attempting to detain me for the purpose of facilitating an investigation? Contrary to the Supreme Court ruling Regina versus Banner. Again, say if you're not under arrest, you don't have to talk to them, and they can't take you back to the police station just for the purpose of facilitating an investigation for no reason. They cannot arrest you also unless they intend to charge you, as another court case of Robinson versus the New South Wales Police. It's not a crime not to carry ID, so you never have to carry ID with you. Often if you're pulled over in a car, they'll listen to what they say. They don't say, give me your license. Well, they could. I'm just saying, listen to what they say. If they say, can you produce your license? That's not handing them your license. That's just producing your license. I know it's a small thing, but make the bastards go write it all down. Go and get a pen and paper. Go back to their car. Don't hand them your license. Just make them work that little bit harder. Because producing your license, isn't handing them your license. It's just I'm producing it if you're going to go down that path. People who say they travel freely amongst the state also might say they don't need to have a license to drive a car. That's another story again. And would I only produce my license if I was under, say, duress? So whatever you do, I wouldn't contract with a police officer, but if you do, so okay, sir, I'll produce it only because I'm under duress. I will speak to you only because you're putting me under duress. I fear for my life. You got guns, handcuffs, tasers, batons. You're wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm in fear of my life. I'm under duress. That's why I'm speaking to you. If you choose to speak, or you didn't choose it, they forced it out of you. There's just a few things. I carry a bit of paper around with me now, in case I'm ever harassed on the street in Australia, or New South Wales specifically, but what's happening in Melbourne and what's going to happen in a lot of states. These things, if you start saying these things to the police, you're questioning them, you're taking the upper hand, they might just back off and leave you alone. And the fact that you've mentioned all this makes them know you know a bit what you're talking about. And this is going to help you out in court, especially when you've done everything under duress, when you're being fearful for your life. So like I said, you're free to travel amongst the state as per section 92 of the Commonwealth Constitution. You're not required to talk to a police officer unless you're under arrest, as per Supreme Court case DPP versus Hamilton. You'd always ask them, are you detaining me for the purpose of facilitating an investigation? Contrary to the Supreme Court ruling of Regina versus Banner. Something to think about anyway. You can write, I've written these things down. I'm not remembering all this. I've written it all down on paper. And I just use it in my car. And if I did ever hand a police officer my license, I would never say it's me. I say it's my person's license. It's not me. It can't be me. My last name's in capital letters. That's now a corporation. It's not me. So under duress, I'm handing you my person's license. Also, to put a cop in his place, you can also say, can I have your badge number, rank, station number, as per 456AA of the Crimes Act 1958. Can you write all that down, sir? So again, it just holds them up, makes them do a bit of work for their money, or yeah, for your money, if that's what they're trying to take off you. Oh yeah, another thing, I think if a police officer, if I said I haven't got my license, mate, and I said, well, I say, what's the fine for not having my license? I would probably say, you know, it's $100 fine for not carrying a license. Well, I say, aren't you obliged to tell me that I've got 24 hours to go to the police station to produce that license? And he'll probably, oh yeah. Well, if you're there to protect people, officer, and help people, why wouldn't you inform me of this information rather than just say I'm going to get a fine for not producing a license? So many fines they give you, they could give you information that gets you out of that fine. So they don't suck you, but they'd rather suck you in and collect debt from you. Anyway, that's just my little 10 cents. I'm the guru at the law, learning a little bit slowly and surely. So that's been me, erratically me, at Winmalee, Blue Mountains. All the best with that, over.